This exercise we will learn how to create an assembly for the feeding. So we'll go to all models. Let us take out the block Geo. Then we'll change the thickness to 10 mm. Therefore it becomes a sheet. Now we'll get the next leg component. So now we'll bring it onto the screen. Now we wanted to go to the home process. We'll go for the product type, and now you can see there is no flow group. So let me add a flow group and rename it to assembly feed. Now we'll add product 1 and product type 2. That is, product 1 is nothing but sheet. Then product 2 is nothing but the lathe component what we brought, and let me rename it as cylinder. Then we'll go for the selection of the geometry for both these components, and we'll select the geometry. So once this is over, we are going to create an assembly. Therefore right click, add assembly, and give an assembly name. Now there are two components are there. So two steps. Step 1 for sheet and step 2 for the cylinder. So we'll add another step and let us rename the same. Step 1 is going to consist of sheet and step 2 is going to consist of cylinder. So now how to create an assembly? So on the right click, the moment when you select the raw material, on the right click you can get into the assembly editor. So now go to the top, select the component, bring the sheet, and you can see it is in the center. So now that is default, you can see it is in the first step. Now let us go to the second step. Let us do the similar work and let us bring the cylinder. So now you can see the cylinder is also on the base, but it is supposed to be 10 mm above the sheet. So therefore let us lift it on the top side by 10 mm. So now the sheet, the first step, the second step is going to be the cylinder. And now how to create the assembly? So on the top right you can see add slots, and therefore default it is going to take. So linear means x-axis you have got certain things and y-axis similar, and now this is stacking. So you can select the pattern. So x 3 components and the space, similarly y, similarly z. So you can select the assembly what you want. So once you are done with it, go for apply and now select all and come to the third option, center slots. That means it becomes to the center. So once you are done with this, so this is what the assembly looks like. Close it up. So now the assembly is ready. Now we'll go for the regular modification of exercise number 3, what we did earlier. Let us take the conveyor, a lathe, and of course we know the other peripherals. So let me position it. Then we'll go for the conveyor and we'll pick and place the conveyor. So on the left on and the second detach and keep it on the right side. And the next is, let me go to visual components, robots. We'll get the articulated robot and we know the controller is necessary. Then of course we have the gripper. So let us select the gripper also. We'll just position it in the center, and of course the robot also be positioned with the appropriate angle. We'll PNP it. And again let me reposition it -180. Yeah. Now the next is we need to have the feeder. So we'll go for the feeder. We'll get the feeder and PNP to the first conveyor. And the next is we need to have the from conveyor and we need to have the to conveyor. Position it to the first conveyor. And then from there to conveyor. So now the same thing is positioned. Let me adjust. So once all these works are over, the next important step we are going to create the processes. So we'll go for the flow. So under the first process, what we have named is assembly feed. So first link has been established and second link has been established. So now we'll feed it up. And you can see it is regular component. And now we'll change the feeder property. So reset, select the feeder, product creator, change it to raw material, that is the assembly what we made. And now let us feed it. So now you can see it comes as such and it goes as such. That means it is treating it as a component, single component, but it is supposed to be an assembly. So please, we'll get into the modification. So before that, let me change the time interval. Now, the modification is going to occur at some process. The process is from conveyor. So there are two activities over there and now we'll modify it. First, we'll go for get assembly and we are telling the process that no, this is not a single component, it's an assembly. So get assembly and let us change the property as not assembly instance, assembly product type, and its name is raw material. It consists of the raw material, that is cylinder. So let us delete the sheet. So this is first one. So now the next step is, if you want to change that name, you can change, or it can be assembly order. Now let us change it as raw. So you can see the step, get assembly, raw material, step as raw. And now the next thing is transport out, because there are two components over there. One is the raw material and the other is sheet. So for the raw material, we are asking the system to process a assembly and the assembly order name is raw. And the third thing is the sheet. It has to be disposed just like that. So we'll change it to two component conveyor in the destination. And this all are the minimum modifications. So now let us see how it works. The assembly as such comes, it gets stalled at the first part and now the robot picks only one part. Now the machining goes on. And similarly, the other parts will get done and the sheet alone will get disposed at the end. So I'm not changing the animation speed, let the animation speed be as such. Now to ease, let us change. So first layer is over. Now the second layer comes. It machines all the things. And I have a keen observation. The last component, the sheet is getting disposed. So that is the purpose of the second step. Once all the works are over, so we knew the process, you can go save it. And once the moment the file is saved, then you can go for the conversion of the PDF. Thank you.